Okay, 1597, good luck. So we've not played before, we have no head-to-head score. 1,000 games per pawn, but they are 1,800 in rapid chess. Okay, let's play Sicilian for this one. Taking a risk, I only play Sicilian for occasional variety. Okay. So the idea is that you can just drop your bishop all the way back there. So how do I want to do this? I want to develop the knight first. I mean, I guess you can maybe still try and work on a push, like say knight forward. So we can go on, I choose to push that way. I think it's okay to take and develop. And it's whether I want to throw in an early d5. I think I will. What do I? Actually no, I don't think I will. I think I'll just play knight up, but decent position for my opponent. This, but you see, I just play this for occasional variety. Oh, now it's getting a little bit bold. So does that allow pawn up here? Takes, queen up. I think I can sack a pawn here. I'm going to play b5. The idea is just takes and develop to attack the bishop and attack the pawn. Okay, he goes back. Right. Now I'm going to push the d5 pawn. Okay, comes forward. Okay. I think I've got knight up here just to create a simple double attack. Again, if bishop takes, I'm still going here. So knight comes up to defend. So now I'll triple attack again, but we've covered the bishop jump. I think you can castle, but I've got knight takes, creating a discovered threat. So he attacks my bishop. Logical, so can we just ignore that? Do we have to drop back? Yeah, takes is actually a problem. I might have gone slightly wrong there. I think I just dropped back with a view to a pawn push, or here. I mean, again, you can still try and grab the pawn, but I'm just going for quick development. Oh, he does actually take this time, okay. So now we get castled. So we're getting a lot of development in this game, a lot of development. Now, can we actually use it? I'm gonna, actually no, let's not plant the pawn. Let's just develop the bishop and play a move like rook across. Just make sure I can drop my knight back somewhere. That's not easy actually, is it? So rook's gone over. Let's play a rook across. My knight might be getting almost trapped here, but he'll have to go very aggressive to go for it. So maybe g6. He wants to trade, so can I trade here now? I think that's a very good trade for me. I don't think my bishop's doing a lot. Okay, now I'm going to just play the simple queen forward and put pressure on the pawn. Keep going for development. It's a pretty good position for white. This pretty good. I've taken a big risk this game. Could easily backfire. So queen across. How do I want to do this? I'm looking at pawn up just so my knight's got a nice square. Yeah, I'm going to play pawn up just so the knight can retreat, and then maybe the bishop round the angles. Okay, I think here. I'm just going to play a holding move and see what he does with his pawns. He's gone forward. So again, I think queen up looks fine. I'm just going to play queen forward there. I could have dropped the queen back as well, but I'm quite happy to play a queenless endgame. So the queen goes back. Okay. Takes is no good. Let's just develop our rook. Okay. I think this time I have to come back, right? I mean, this is maybe a move, but it's kind of a bit scary, isn't it? It does maybe allow this though, but actually what's wrong with it? I can still retreat this way. If he offers to trade the queen, I can. I've still got rook forward. I've got bishop hits pawn as well. And we've got pressure on this pawn. As long as I've got some sort of path to escape, that's what I'm looking at. But it takes rook across. That feels a bit dicey. So I think I want the rook forward to pin now. So he's played rook across. Okay, now I'm going to try taking the pawn. A cross just come over here, I assume. And if rook takes, there might be some sort of discovery on the back rook, like such as rook across. What's he done? Oh, he's gone forward. Okay. So is there room for a trick here somehow? Like bishop up, knight takes, knight across. I don't see it, so I'm going to drop back. I'm looking whether I can take here. I don't think I can. But he has to guard his knight with his queen now and the bishop. Now he's in a pin. So take, bishop takes, I don't like. I'm just going to strike forward with the pawn, see if he does the same and really opens his king up. Yeah, he might have to play h3 there. But then maybe I've got pawn forward or takes, I'm not sure. Pawn forward. What do we do? He has gone there. I don't have to take in one move. I like the look of just a simple rook across here. Try and get one of his rooks off the board, then it's harder to defend. Oh, he's come forward, but now I can go up and bring my knight back into a nice square. So he's gone back. Now it's time to take. Okay, now get the other rook forward. Maybe rook across. We're just putting gentle pressure on, threatening to capture something. Oh, we're trying to anyway. Maybe even pawn up might be a move. So he's gone back. So now he's hung his knight, I think. It's really easy to forget things like that. See, because when your pieces are guarding other pieces, it's really, really easy to forget. So now we've got a queen check threat. Well, that's a queen trade offer, so we should be better here. But I can throw a check in first. Try and win the bishop. Takes should be good enough though. But I think I can at least win a pawn if I go with the check. And depending on where he goes, we might get a chance to take and activate the knight. But there, I think I at least grab a pawn. And I should be still fine to trade the queen, but I've gained the pawn. Okay, so now I can take another pawn. And he can't come forward. And then we might get a chance to take and get a check depending on where the king ends up. He's gone there, so take, he has to go with the king. And there's no coordination, is there? I don't see it. So, I mean, worst case, I can just check here and collect. It's just over now. Just that simple mistake. It's all it was. Just a simple mistake. Been a really good game, though. It's been a very interesting game, this one. Just come in and collect the pawn. I can always sack the bishop for this one if I need to. Pawn down, just bishop up is winning. My king's got a bailout square. But it's been a genuinely interesting game, and it's been a very open attacking game, which is not something I tend to go in for that often. So again, I can check and get the rook off here. That's what I would often do. Just check and get the final piece off the board. Just run a pawn. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. But let's just collect another pawn. Okay, well now I can just check and hit the rook. Got to pay attention to stalemate risks now, of course. Okay. Yeah, it was quite a good game, that one. I think quite enjoyed that one. That was a nice open attacking game. So let's see how the engine says it was actually played. There was 42 moves. They're the move times for both players. Now let's request an analysis. But you can see there the risk of pushing your pawns too forward too quickly and then pieces guarding other pieces, and it's easy to forget about it. So we have blundered somewhere here, not taking advantage of something or other. So let's see how we've actually played it. So we played 90% versus 81%. The CPL is 34 versus 59. And we have got a blunder here, which is here. So what was the blunder? Queen to g3, h5, h3. Then rook to b2 is a blunder. Apparently I should have gone to a2 instead of b2. So that makes a difference for some reason. So that's still level. So it's only still level, but instead of being +2, but it doesn't give the full line. You can turn the engine on and see what it says. And it's still basically a similar position to what it was. So I don't personally see the difference there, but the engine does, but I don't personally there. But otherwise, that was an interesting game.